Then after that, there'll be a little more housekeeping and another presentation.
First of all, thank you for the honor of inviting me here today. And in fact, Vince is an amazing guy because I didn't see one guy more excited about what he's doing, because I actually served on a task force together. And man, he's like funny, and I saw the serious side about him today. But anyway, you know, I'm not a farmer, I'm not a scientist, but I'm a retailer. I work in a supermarket or a KK superstore. And you know, having an agriculture degree and also having to meet a lot of farmers and being born and raised in a sugar plantation, I understand the hardship of being a farmer. I understand the importance of me and my job in helping you sell your products, you know, and it becomes really important. You see, about 35 years ago, I spent 6 hours sitting outside of KTA, watching all the customers come in and come out, and wondering, why did it come shopping? You know, is it because of the price? Is it because of service? Is it because of sanitation? Is it because of the variety? I mean, why did it come to KTA? Then I saw some of the men out in the parking lot, just perspiring and sweating, and the wives in the store talking stars with their friends. I saw some of the kids, you know, holding on to their mom's pants and, you know, crying because they want something in the store, just nagging, and the mom is just walking out. Then I realized something. I realized there was more than that. People came shopping because they have a problem. What I'm going to feed my family tonight, what I'm going to bring to the party tomorrow, what I'm going to make for lunch for my kid that's going on an excursion. You know, I started to really think about all this, and then I also started to think, wow, you know, people's lifestyle and stuff has started to change, you know, and what I'm here for at KTA is not just selling products, but it's solving people's problems. And you know, today there's a major change and shift, and people want to eat more healthy. You know, they understand a little bit more about health. And I got to provide that for them, because if I don't do that, you know, I'm only creating more problems for them, because they're going to have to go somewhere else and shop. And, you know, that understanding of solving people's problems is so important. So, you know, and I tell a lot of students or out there when I speak to them, you know, whether you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a carpenter, you're a mechanic, you know, or you're a farmer, you got to think about it. Whatever you do, isn't your job solving someone's problems? And when you think about being a farmer, right? Isn't your job about solving someone's problem? I think you guys are all here because you guys want to see a little bit more natural products on the market, right? Solving people's problems. Okay. Understanding the importance of a customer and my job of solving people's problems created the KTA's private label called Mountain Apple brand. You know, during the fall of the sugar industry, an island economic disaster was about to happen. Tony Taniguchi, my leader, who passed away several years ago, you know, actually, when I'm going to go back, you know, on this layer, I always put it on his picture, you know. I put it on a picture because he was such a mentor to me, and I always tell the group that it represents all your mentors and all of your ancestors that made what it is today. So I put it on here representing everybody. Thank you, okay? So he told me I needed to help the plantation people when the sugar plantation goes under. You know, I didn't think it was ever going to happen because, you know, I'm born and raised in a plantation. I saw all these big trucks and big, you know, all these acres. I mean, you look, it's sugar cane all the way to the end, right? And I said, there's no way it's going to happen. But he passed away and the sugar industry collapsed. I was motivated by this obligation to make something happen. So 25 years ago, Mountain Apple brand was created without any funding. And I remember there were people with hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, and I was there without anything except the desire to help, and was really, really sincere and serious, and did it all with a handshake. No fancy paperwork or this, just with a handshake. Today we have about 45 different business partners and about 210 products. And every product is either locally grown or manufactured, helping to create jobs and revitalize the island economy. You know, Mountain Apple brand has one supplier. Now, I learned this while actually working for KTA in the beginning, also having an ag degree. Mountain Apple brand has one supplier supplying one product. Now, that became so important for the growth of this label. This prevented local farmers as well as manufacturers to compete within KTA. This enabled them to focus on producing the highest quality product and become an expert in the product they produce. Now, that became so important. This also makes them aware that our competition is not items that is locally grown or produced, but what is being imported to the island. So today I can really proudly say between 90 to 97% of my leafy produce in all our stores is all locally grown. And I never brought in one banana from the mainland. You know, we had some problem with banana. I just went without bananas. And you know, it's so funny that people kind of understood what I was trying to do there, you know? And I thought that was important. My beef right now, in the past 5 years, from about 5% of my beef sales were local, we're up to 45%. So, you know, but this is what I'm about, right? We have certain ranchers, one processors, we're working together to kind of build an industry. We also try to, what we want to, I want every Mountain Apple brand product to succeed and not compete with established products. So you know my jams and jellies, they're sold in a bakery. My kimchi and pickles are sold in the seafood department. My hot dog buns is sold with the hot dog. You know, I try to, as much as possible, keep it away from all these other commodities to give it a fair chance or a better chance of being exposed and sold. We also try to create value-added products, making it different and unique. It's kind of like interesting because, you know, just a couple of days ago, I was in Honolulu. I was a keynote speaker at this manufacturing conference. And I told the manufacturers, okay, we got like I think a $2 million grant, right, for all these manufacturers. I say, you know, it's so important because you gotta use this money, you gotta try to support local because local agriculture will not thrive unless manufacturing is there. Because you gotta utilize, and that's what Mountain Apple, we try to utilize all of abundance products, or we try to utilize all the grade B's or off grades. And you know, when you do that, your grade A puts it to another level. So I address them in talking to them about, you know, making sure that you survive, but you also try to use local products. We also try to create value-added products, making it different and unique. Let me give you an example. You know, there's all kinds of sweet bread on the shelf. But you know, Mountain Apple brand sweet bread is a little different. We have coconut, we have things like macadamia nut, you know. So when you put this in the oven, oh, it's so good. You know, it just explodes, right? You know, so, you know, being different. You know, when people eat cookies, they feel guilty of eating cookies. Oh, it's sweet, this and that, you get crumbs all over their dress. No problem. Mountain Apple brand cookie nuggets. It's so small, they just keep on pumping in your mouth like that. Next thing you know, you eat the whole package. Now, my most recent product, and this is called Dakine chips. Okay? Not this kind, not that kind, it's that kind, okay? Now, that kind chip is kind of interesting because it's used all local potatoes, but unfortunately, you get the price down. So I have some regular potato chips mixed up with the local potato chips. Now, the difference is that I've tasted potato chips, and potato chips usually have like a 3-month shelf life. But I sell this in the produce, and I make sure that it doesn't, it sells and turns within 3 weeks. So when you eat a chip that's fresh, or anything they eat that's fresh, a higher quality, it's always going to taste better. And I sell in the produce department, away from all the other chips, number one. Number two, because produce people understands the importance of turns and shelf life. Yeah? So, that kind of chip. Yes, Mountain Apple Bread products are different and unique, and every product has a story. Here I brought you a couple examples. You know, at one time, there was this big problem with the YD, invasive species in the forest and everything else. And you know, we have this high-five thing where people redeem their bottles and all that, but what do you do with a cap? I got a solution. I got Toshi's fish scaler, okay? It's made with YV stick, and it has bottle caps on there to scrape. And with a small sign telling the story how this thing came about, and along with a handle here. And you know, this thing probably costs about maybe 5 cents to create, but I sell it for $3.97. The Japanese tourist buys it. I mean, for me, it's an educational thing where I'm able to talk to students. You know, I go to the classroom and tell them about turning waste into value, you know. So I said, hey, 5 cents, $3.97. The Japanese tourist, oh, good to take back to Japan. Interesting. You know, when my son left and went off to college, my wife refused to have me purchase hot dog, hamburger buns, and all that. Because, you know, I end up throwing away because it's only her and I, right? So I was thinking to myself, well, you know, I got to think out of the box. And I got to do something that's totally different. So I came up with any kind taro bread or any kind sweet bread. Why it is so important is that you want hot dog buns, you cut it this way. You want hamburger buns, you cut it this way. You want rolls, you cut it this way. You can make any kind with one bread. So now she allows me to buy this and I can have buns. Yeah. So, you know, it's a matter of being innovative, creative, thinking out of the box, thinking, wow, how can I solve someone's problems, right? So one day, Dr. Park wanted to talk to me about his Korean natural farming. I really wasn't too interested, but it's Dr. Park, so I went, oh, of course, right? You know, I'm not going to turn down Dr. Park. Oh yeah, Dr. Park, please come, I want to speak to you. And in my mind, I was like only 50% excited, you know. So he came to talk to me, and in that time, before that, I heard something about discovering natural farming from my good friend, David Wong Jr. helped me launch, he actually helped me launch the Mountain Apple Bread concept when he owned Excelsior Dairy here in Hilo. So David told me he was using this amazing method of raising plants and animals from this master trove from Korea. So I said, oh, okay. So Dr. Park came, he lectured me about his IMO and the positive effects it had on growing healthy natural plants and healthy nutritional food, you know. And at that time, I looked at my body, I said, you know what, maybe I gotta listen to Dr. Park because, you know, he's a physician and, you know, this and that, and he was giving me this lecture that, you know, if you use this, the plant gets more healthy. And you know when Dr. Park talks, oh, he just puts his expression in it, and I'm over there, whoa. And so I told Dr. Park, if you believe in this stuff so much, would you make a commercial, a TV commercial with me and endorse it? He said, sure, Derek. So then I knew that, yeah, he would be willing to put his reputation online there. So I said, oh, okay, that's fantastic. So we did a commercial together. And that was fun. But I also noticed my friend David Wong Jr. started to focus on his health and being totally committed to Korean natural farming. He said, and I'm not sure in his exact words, but you know, he's really the kind of type that everything got to be precise. And so, I'm not sure what the word he said, but he told me, he told me health problems are not always caused by what you're eating, but what you're eating eats. I go, wow. You know, that night I was drinking my wine. I was thinking about it. What I'm eating eats. So, you know, whether it's like beef or what I'm drinking my wine with a grape. What did the grape eat, right? You know? So, man, that really spoiled my appetite, but that's okay. So then I said, oh, wow, you know, it makes really a lot of sense. Then the true test came. When I brought the product home and had my retired school teacher wife use it on her flowers. You know, she works in the garden every day. And you don't have a school teacher wife, you don't understand what I'm talking about. The thing died, I'm dead too. You know what I mean? I would hear it 20 years later how I killed her plants and all this, you know. So anyway, I brought them home. And she put it on the flowers, and the flowers started to bloom. It started to flower. She was so happy. And then, that's how they go, happy wife, happy life, right? So, I was totally convinced with what Dr. Park and all David Wong Jr. and everybody's telling me. I go, wow, okay, I'm a believer. So, I believe in so much in IMO, and I worked with Dr. Park to create IMOlizer. Yeah, you know, this is kind of an interesting product, you know. Actually, our whole point, I wanted to educate and promote the concept of Korean natural farming. So when we put this out on the shelf, I had handouts where people could pick up and they could take home and understand what IMOlizer was all about, what Korean natural farming was all about. So, you know, the thing started to really, really sell. You know, and because, you know, I know everything flowers. And I was kind of wondering whether it was all the marijuana growers or what. But yeah, the thing did so well. I go, wow! You know? So we had signs, we had posters, and we had products sold, you know, really well. It sold really well at KTA. So from there, I convinced Ace Hardware, another local company, to sell this product. So they have it in the store, and it was really good. So it's called IMOlizer. And my intention was to sell IMOlizer, and hopefully I will have Korean natural farm vegetables, fruits, eggs, chickens, hogs, product available at KTA.